Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at a really fascinating story today coming out of Indonesia.
Right.
Picture this. A neobank, relatively new player, right?
Yeah.
And their credit card customers are spending, get this, 67% more than the national average.
Wow, 57%. That's significant, not just a little bump.
Exactly. It represents a huge difference in, transaction volume, overall value, a major impact.
Right.
So the obvious question then is, how? How did they manage that?
Well, according to the material we're looking at, it seems to boil down to a really smart strategy focusing on customer loyalty.
Loyalty.
And maybe the most interesting part, using gamification pretty heavily.
Gamification in banking. Okay, tell me more. What's our source for this deep dive?
So we've got this success story document. It details a partnership between this specific Indonesian neobank and a company called Perx Technologies.
Perx Technologies, got it.
Yeah, and it lays out what they did together.
All right. So our mission today essentially is to get under the hood here. We want to unpack the approach they took, the neobank and Perx.
Understand the actual mechanics, right?
Yeah.
How did this loyalty and gamification program work?
Exactly. And critically, what were the results? The cold, hard numbers. What does this case actually tell us about, influencing customer behavior in the banking world?
And what's really interesting looking at the documentation is that their goal wasn't just about getting people to spend more. That was part of it, sure.
Okay.
But they were explicitly aiming for deeper customer engagement and building real loyalty.
So moving beyond just transactions.
Precisely. They wanted to turn these sort of routine interactions people have with their bank into experiences that felt, well, rewarding, almost like a game.
Making banking fun, or at least rewarding.
Kind of, yeah. Building that longer-term relationship, not just being the place where your money sits or flows through.
Yeah.
They actually had this specific program called Points for All.
Points for all. Okay.
And the idea was to boost the use of different products, not just credit cards, by rewarding everyday financial actions.
So not just big purchases.
No, everyday stuff. Trying to get broader usage across their customer base, not just focusing on the high spenders.
It's in.
And beyond that, yeah, they wanted to stand out in the market, create a unique selling point, and, of course, increase transaction frequency and volume.
And track it all, presumably.
Oh, definitely. They were tracking everything through detailed loyalty reports, points earned, points burned or redeemed, points expiring, all of it.
And to actually build this, make it work, that's where Perx Technologies came in.
That's right. The document highlights Perx because they had the capability to deliver these personalized, gamified experiences, the kind that actually engage people and feel rewarding.
So it's not just generic points.
No, much more sophisticated. This is where a bit of behavioral science comes into play.
Ah, okay.
The core idea using Perx was to take those mundane banking tasks we all do, checking your balance, paying a bill, maybe even saving money.
The everyday clicks in the app.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And turn them into chances for, instant gratification. A little reward, a little positive feedback.
Using rewards to nudge behavior.
Precisely. Using those principles of reward and reinforcement to gently, nudge positive financial actions. The whole collaboration was really designed to boost loyalty and ultimately increase the customer's lifetime value to the bank.
Okay, so let's make this concrete. How did it actually feel for the customer using this? What could the bank do with Perx? The source mentions an advanced rules engine.
Right, the advanced rules engine. And that wasn't just simple stuff.
More than just if this, then that.
Much more. It let the bank set up really specific, granular, personalized triggers for giving out rewards.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, so for instance, they could set a rule that you needed to spend a minimum amount, say 10,000 Indonesian rupiah, on your credit card.
Okay, IDR 10,000.
To even become eligible for a particular reward or game mechanic.
And what makes it advanced?
The flexibility, really.
Right.
You could set complex conditions, maybe different rules for different customer segments or based on past behavior or tied to specific campaigns. That tailoring is key to making gamification feel relevant, not just random.
Gotcha. And it wasn't only about spending. You mentioned saving earlier.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
The document talks about gamified savings milestones.
Okay.
So customers actually got rewarded for hitting specific savings targets.
Interesting. So encouraging saving alongside spending.
Exactly. It shows they were aiming for a more kind of balanced approach to financial habits, not
Right.
just pushing credit.
Right.
And right alongside that, you have the instant gratification piece and the loyalty points. The system was built so lots of actions, big or small, gave immediate points.
And those points could be used for?
Personalized rewards, things the customer might actually want. That quick feedback loop, do something, get points. That's a really powerful behavioral driver.
Okay, you mentioned that rules engine and that IDR 10,000 minimum spend rule. The document has some numbers on this, right? And they're pretty big.
They are quite something. So looking at the period they tracked, which was November 2023 through July 2024.
Okay, about 9 months.
Right. That specific IDR 10,000 minimum spend rule. It was triggered 13.4 million times by customer transactions.
13.4 million times. Wow.
Yeah. And just doing the basic math, minimum trigger amount times the number of triggers.
That gives you a baseline.
A minimum transaction value,
Yeah.
Just based on hitting that floor. That comes out to IDR 134 billion.
Which is about
roughly 8.3 million US dollars over that period, just the minimum value associated with those triggers.
okay, $8.3 million minimum. But that was just the minimum needed to trigger the reward. The actual spending in those transactions must have been higher.
Oh, absolutely. Exponentially higher, in fact.
So what was the total value?
The total actual transaction value from all customer activity that hit or went past those rule triggers came in at IDR 9.7 trillion.
9.7 trillion rupiah. Let's translate that.
That's roughly 599 million US dollars, just under 600 million.
Nearly $600 million in spending linked to these reward triggers over 9 months.
Correct. And the document points out this spending wasn't just random stuff. It was concentrated in key categories like, beauty and fashion, travel, groceries, gas, food and beverage, every day, but also discretionary spending.
Okay, so $500 million plus in volume. And how many customers drove that?
That came from 145,000 unique customers engaging with these triggered transactions.
145,000 users.
Yeah, and if you do the math provided in the document, divide that total spend by the users and the months.
You get an average monthly spend per user.
Exactly. It works out to about US $460 per engaged customer per month.
$460. And that brings us right back to the beginning, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
Because that $460 average monthly spend, that's the figure that's 67% higher than the Indonesian national average for credit card spending.
Right. The document cites global data, putting that national average at US $275 per customer per month.
So $460 versus $275.
Yeah.
It's clear proof the program wasn't just tweaking behavior at the edges. It fundamentally shifted how much these customers were spending compared to the average user in the country.
A massive difference. And it wasn't just about earning points and forgetting them.
People were actually using the rewards.
They were. The document reports a really impressive earn-to-burn ratio of 55%.
55%, meaning
More than half the points customers earned during that period were actually redeemed for rewards. They didn't just sit there.
And why is that significant?
Well, a high redemption rate like that, over 50%, is generally seen as a strong sign. It suggests customers see real value in the rewards being offered.
They're motivated to actually cash them in.
Exactly. And it shows they're actively participating in the loyalty program, engaging with it beyond just passively accumulating points.
Yeah.
The loop is closed.
Okay, so connecting the dots here. It really seems clear. By making these everyday banking actions feel rewarding, using this gamified approach powered by Perx platform, the neobank saw direct, measurable financial results. You've got the high earn-to-burn rate, that huge $599 million transaction value, and the headline number, 67% higher average monthly spend.
It seems like compelling evidence. This partnership shows that, strategically designed gamification and reward programs, they aren't just fluffy marketing.
Not just window dressing.
Right. They can be a serious engine for driving measurable financial outcomes. It looks like it genuinely strengthened loyalty, boosted engagement, and significantly increased how much customers spend.
So let's try to sum this up. This deep dive into what this Indonesian neobank did with Perx technologies. It really highlights the power of transforming routine financial stuff into something, engaging, rewarding.
Absolutely.
And it led to undeniable results. That solid 55% earn-to-burn ratio is strong. The almost $600 million in transaction value over just 9 months is massive.
Huge numbers.
And that standout figure, customers spending $460 a month on average, 67% more than the national average of $275.
The core takeaway here feels pretty simple, but also quite profound, I think.
Which is?
This case just provides really strong evidence that if you strategically use gamification and rewards in finance, you can get tangible, measurable financial results.
It's not just theory.
No, it seems to be a clear way to build loyalty,
Mm-hmm.
seriously boost engagement, and drive up spending. Real business impact.
Okay, so this specific success story is focused on banking, obviously, but it does make you think, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Where else could this apply?
Exactly. If making financial interactions something often seen as a chore, feel rewarding, can drive such powerful results, genuinely nudge behavior, create this much value, where else?
Yeah.
Where else in our daily life could applying these kinds of smart loyalty programs, gamification, maybe behavioral science, where could that unlock surprising levels of engagement and value?
It's a great question. What does it mean when positive behavior, whatever that might be in different contexts, is actively encouraged and rewarded? Beyond just finance, what could that look like?
Something to think about.